Well, all right, good morning, good evening, my picture, good afternoon. My brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, citizens of YouTube, Pastor Dowell here. Listen, I talk about stuff like this all the time extensively on my Patreon channel. We all know how much that I personally, over the years, have been censored. Literally, in a country where we allegedly say we have freedom of speech, but not when you're dealing with private corporations. There's always loopholes in everything. But I talk about stuff like this, and if you want to know more about what I have to say and the direction that I give to those people who love to prepare themselves and be prepared for certain things that may transpire here in the divided states of America, come consider joining my Patreon. I'll put the information down there below in the description. There's a wealth of knowledge, not only concerning my Patreon channel, but concerning the ministry and everything else. I know this for sure, and I can say this for a fact. You're not going to find another truthful ministry like this in all of the United States of America. That's a fact. So let's go ahead and get started. My emails, everything. Pastor Dowell, please talk on it. Please talk on it. All right. I'm here. I'm back. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and speak on it. The question comes to me, Pastor Dowell, do you believe that the federal government will actually fire upon the American citizens? Well, I'm going to go ahead and give y'all the answer right out the box. And the answer is yes. The military will fight and eliminate as many American citizens as they can possible. Reason being is because they're designed to take orders. I mean, it was no more than a few years ago that they put out mandates against our constitutional rights. And they told people flat out that if you don't comply, goodbye. And guess what? The ones that didn't comply, goodbye. And of course, what did that do? That sent a shot down the bow that everybody else, over the bow. Everybody else that saw that, oh man, I'm going to lose my career. I'm going to lose my job. And they make no mistake about it. That's what it's all about. Losing your career, losing your job, losing your retirement. It's always something that they dangle out in front of you that causes you to be fearful, that causes you to be full of terror, because you simply will not make the moves that I teach about all the time on my Patreon channel. I teach about self-autonomy. I teach about independent thinking. I teach about you being able to carve out living for yourself and not depend on the government. Even if the system crashed, you could be able to survive, keep your autonomy, keep your character, keep everything that Yah has put inside of you, and not bend and bow to the government of Edwards Longshanks. But nope. Because people in this country live from paycheck to paycheck. Because people in this country want the American nightmare that they call a dream, because it damn, I know one thing, wait till you wake up from it. But it's sad. And so you think that you have all these patriotic people in this country, but you don't. What you have is you have a secure paycheck that people would get from the federal government, because our federal government doesn't have the stomach to balance the budget, because they can't. They have no solution for the debt, the insurmountable debt that we have. What are we, over $35 trillion right now? And probably upwards of, $300-400 trillion when it comes to unfunded liabilities such as Medicaid and Medicare. We're way up there, zooming. And if you notice, none of the presidents whatsoever at all, I don't care who it is, none of them come close to even balancing the budget, because you can't when it's a debt-based country and society. So with that, as long as the people are getting a paycheck and a song and a dance, then that means the government is their friend, and you, American, are their enemy. So will be a civil war? Could possibly be a civil war. But I will tell you this, as long as those people are caring about their pension, as long as they're caring about their paycheck, you better believe they will comply. They will do every single thing that the federal government says. And you know why? Because 99% of the people who come out of high school and college have not even a clue what the Constitution says, much less what it stands for, much less what the intent of our founding fathers were. They don't have a clue. So the Constitution is just like another book written by Tom Clancy. That's all it is. They don't know nothing about it. And so when you get people out here, and that's another thing. I'm going to educate y'all here for a second now. Don't y'all go off into their statutory courts claiming your constitutional rights when you've privately contracted with them and you giving them your consent and agreement by having their license, and you gave them jurisdiction over your life. And you're thinking that life runs one way, but when you get up there in that court system, you're going to find out the gavel's going to come down. It ran another way totally for you. And then you're going to walk out of there feeling as if you've been raped. No Vaseline. I'm telling you, man. And then you're questioning, what am I into? And you still don't have the answers because there ain't too many people that's got the gumption. There ain't too many people that has the intestinal fortitude and the testosterone to tell you the truth. So here we are at an impasse now. Biden sure does talk tough, don't he? See what I'm talking about? Like he often says, man, if I was back in high school, I took him outside the back of the gym, behind the gym, or in between the lockers, and I would have. Man, I have seen, I cannot tell you how many people like that talk tough, and when it comes time to doing something, he's just like his administration is, impotent. You got that right. He ain't going to do nothing. Biden is not going to do nothing. Nothing. Greg Abbott is the one who's showing who got the chutzpah here, the testosterone, the low-hanging fruit. Greg Abbott is. And not only that, 25 states in the divided states of America have joined on with Greg Abbott in Texas. And DeSantis even sent some troops there to show you, man, I'm not just talking. I'm going to show you what I believe by what I do. See, that's what other people do. They deceive you by good words and fair speeches, and they tell you what you want to hear, and you have this false hope and assuming that something is going to get done. You have this false hope and assuming that they mean what they say and say what they mean, but then when it comes down to the proverbial rubber meeting the road, these people are nothing but a bunch of hot air cowards. They're not going to do a damn thing. If they say it, they ain't going to do it. They ain't going to do it. That's just there to incite your emotions and your feelings and to get you to have a hope into something that's never going to transpire, it's never going to take place. It ain't going to happen. Simply ain't going to happen. So, we got Greg Abbott and them putting up concertina wire, out of which the news media keep falsely calling it razor wire. Oh yeah, when it cuts you, it feels like razors, I promise you that. But it's concertina wire, all right? And it's amazing because that concertina wire only goes so far. All the illegal immigrants, migrants, or whatever superlatives that they done put on these people nowadays, only thing they got to do is keep walking 20 miles that way, and the concertina wire runs out. The concertina wire runs out, and they walk around it, and they're back into the country again. Amazing, isn't it? So then you got that press secretary for the Biden administration, which you know that she tells so many lies that her breath can't even keep up with the amount of lies that she tells. She breathes lies continuously. Can you imagine that somebody, that every time they open up their mouth, that the lies is outrunning the amount of breaths that you take? Man, I tell you. Woo! Listen, a country that don't have a wall or secure borders is no country whatsoever at all. And right now, you got the people against the Biden administration. And they think that everybody's just as ignorant, dumb, and stupid. Look, everybody in America is not dumb, dormant, docile, demonized, and demoralized. Everybody ain't. A lot of us been awake in the matrix, knowing what the hell is going on. But I can tell you one thing, man, most of you people, you tout your freedom and liberty. Now, this is another thing we got to ask ourselves. So, with this move of Texas Greg Abbott actually not only opposing the Supreme Court of the United States of America, also the Biden administration opposing all the laws concerning immigration in America. You got insurrection and rebellion on both sides of the fence. Who's right, who's wrong? Pick and choose makes no difference to me, because I tell you what, it ain't going to change a thing. That's why I keep telling you, you go out there and get you a piece of land. You secure that piece of land. You surround yourself with people of like mind and like consciousness. Because I'm telling you, when we have a world without rule of law or a civil war in this country, most of you don't understand that war is hell. You can't trust nobody when it kicks off. And if you think you're going to be benevolent to someone, all they got in their mind is to take what you got and, if necessary, to send you off into eternity. But see, most people are gullible like that. If you believe in this federal government, you gullible. Man, I'm a veteran. I know the history when they came back from World War II. And the veterans went up on Capitol Hill demanding their pay and their money, man. And the government, they took care of them all right. And I'm going to leave that right there. Something to chance. For you to go do some homework and really find out what this country thinks about the military. Because I'm telling you, when you come out of high school and college, you know nothing about this world. All you're doing is learning how to take orders, learning how to be a machine. That's it. That's it. And everything that they do in training, I don't care from the first time you come into boot camp and then you go learn your job, or if you learn a special skill like going to airborne school or air assault school or Pathfinder or SEER school or Ranger school or Special Forces or Delta or Navy SEAL or Force Recon. I can go on and on and on. Marine Raider. If anytime you go, the higher you go up, the more they're seeing how compliant that you can be. Now, while it does say something about your character as a man, while it does say something with the amount of BS that you can put up with and what type of real true fortitude you have as a man, it still ugly is about how compliant you can be. If they give you orders and say that's the enemy, guess what you're going to do? You comply. Yeah, and go out there and put your life on the line for a bunch of people that are a bunch of chicken hawks that are sitting up there in the outhouse. Bill Clinton, chicken hawk. Donald Trump, chicken hawk. Joe Biden, chicken hawk. You can go chicken hawk, chicken hawk, chicken hawk, chicken hawk. Barack Hussein Obama, chicken hawk. Chicken hawks. Every one of them all chicken hawks. What? Meaning when they have an opportunity and they have a chance to go to so-called be patriotic and fight for this country, they got bone spurs. They got deferments for college. They got everything in the world. And then they come back because they're privileged and they become the president of the United States of America. And boy, they all are mavericks right now, ain't they? And look how much Joe Biden sitting there and talking, squinting his eyes like the rat that he is. Got you all convinced and thinking that he gonna do something. He even gave them a deadline. And you know what Abbott and them did? Totally ignored it. Kept on putting up concertina wire. Kept on making sure they secure the border at least what they can. Kept on doing it. And guess what? The day the threat came and it passed and not a damn thing was done. And then Joe Biden gets out in front of the camera. Well, Greg Abbott, he's still putting up the concertina wire. What's going to be your response as the president? Because this is nothing but 100% total rebellion of the states against the federal government. And they're not complying in this. What are you going to do about it? He goes, give me the power. Give me the power. Give me the power. Yet he done signed 8 dozen executive orders just within the first 3 months of his administration, having the power to strip the border, to stop all of it, to stop fracking, to stop everything. All of a sudden, he ain't got no power. All of a sudden, he got no power. You know, when you think about this stuff, you got to ask yourself, man, am I in Oz? Do I need to click my 2 heels together and stuff in order to get out of this and wake up from this sleep and maybe I can get a stormy hit back to Kansas again? I mean, after all, the Chiefs are in the Super Bowl. But anyway, man, I'm telling y'all, don't believe these people, man. And think about this. So if the states can rebel against the federal government, so that means the people now have the right to rebel against the states. And now we got nothing but total 100% rebellion in the country. Because right now, with all this illegal immigration coming in, you heard AOC and all them. Their solution was legalize them. Put them on the voting ballot. That's what it's all about. 20 million votes. Listen, my people are a minority in this country right here. We're not only I think we're barely 13%. Just within the last 3 years. Remember, 3 years ago, we had a secure border. It was secure. Under Donald Trump, it was secure. Now, check this out. 3 years later, it's totally insecure. And all these illegal immigrants that has come in within the last 3 years, they now outnumber us, the melanated people in the United States of America who were slaves here. And I know that DeSantis and them don't like that because they want to try to get rid of so-called, quote unquote, critical race theory. Y'all see how much information y'all getting here right now? I'm telling you, man, on my Patreon channel, I go in on what the truth is. But not only do I just sit there and just bump my gums and flap my lips and just talk, I also give you a viable solution in what you should be doing in order to protect yourself from tyranny. Yeah, because I can tell you one thing. Nobody in America at the federal level gives a nickel's worth of rat's ass about you. And that's the truth, and that's the true straight way. Will the federal government fire American citizens? Yes, they will.